What is happening?
Ooh. Ooh.
I know that you're owning. What is happening? I cannot see. I'm blind.
Ooh.
Or he's being a troll.
I presume so, but what he is actually doing, that's what I mean.
He's using a Viper to pull my workers.
Yeah. Think the Viper is supposed to be the unit just to pull out tanks, the Terran tanks out of place and such. I think it's about the only real purpose, because otherwise I don't think it has much purpose other than that. Or maybe trying to drag some unit one of the time to get them killed by your own unit nearby and such.
Oh wait, I'm trying to build a Thor.
Yeah, the Thor is supposed to be some kind of mini Odin, pretty much. And Earth of the Swarm. Yeah. Don't know. Although the one of the units.
Take that!
What?
Guys, you're killing the factory.
I really don't know the strategic value of swarm hosts.
Or crazy can just kill it, okay.
Depends. I guess the only strategic values, it's basically have some little minion that come out of the unit that can act as mini shield and such. But ultimately, I think the lurker was most straightforward for the purpose of the same kind of unit. Or I guess the thing you can do is it's to summon those little units, then you unburrow, you run away, so they doesn't get killed at all in real battles, something like that. But I might as well prefer to have lurkers instead of them. Ultimately, with those change in Art of the Swarm, it just feels Blizzard is just trying to do something new for the sake of being new, or to please casual.
Personally, I think the Heart of the Swarm changes is the kind of shit that should have happened with Wings of Liberty, where they actually changed it up.
What are you talking about? Void Rays changed it up.
Void Rays?
Void Rays are like, Kurt, I'm fucking retarded.
Void Rays are honestly a lazy concept. They don't offer much to the game instead of like, oh shit.
No strategy to them, it's you attack, move with them, they kill everything.
Yep.
You try to run, you lose all of your units, there is no retreating.
It's just that the game style of StarCraft doesn't allow something, doesn't allow the concept of void rays, because they rely on a set of time before being usable, being used in an instance, and it's just there's no time. It's just because StarCraft is such a fast-paced game. Something that requires a type of charge up or whatnot just doesn't seem to doesn't seem logical in a game type like StarCraft's.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you have tanks that siege and go into siege mode, which is basically the same premise. It's just different.
Except the fact that the utility of the siege tank changes dramatically. It becomes
It becomes a different
fixed
unit, essentially.
a fixed position defensive unit. Well, not just defensive, but also.
Not the flying testicles.
Yeah, but it becomes fixed position, gains an AoE attack, and pretty much is the bane of many units in the game. While the Void Ray is just, I don't know, it's just that unit that it just feels really lazy. A lot of the Protoss concepts are really lazy.
Wow. But I think the worst it might be the Tempest, because I think it's pretty much some A move unit that you just need to have enough of them, away everything, and
A lot of Protoss units are lazy. I mean, look at the Replicator, the Tempest of all things, and Void Ray, the Colossus.
How many games are going to be lost when someone misclicks the Replicator?
I seriously hope they remove that.
Because little tiny things like that can't even change a freaking game.
What do you think of the Immortal? I actually like the Immortal.
Other than the whole base wrecking principle of it.
I like it as just kind of that punch-through unit that acts as like just a wall that you use to get through things.
Then again, I'm not really sure how Zerg got left where they are either.
Zerg was the least developed in the StarCraft alpha phase. They had so many ideas that they just threw away for the Zerg, while they kept many of the ideas for Protoss and Terran.
Well, something me and Mesk talked about, like, during beta at some point is that, like, yeah, they get Dustin Browder, he's worked on other games and whatnot, but then they, like, basically restrict him where he's got all these other units that probably could have been interesting that got cut out of the game just to make it more like StarCraft again.
What games has he been on besides Command & Conquer?
I don't really know about other ones, but I just mean that he was probably the only person there that like was probably trying to really make anything different, but lol Blizzard.
Right.
It's like all the actually new shit just ended up getting cut like way before beta.
Well, one of the biggest problems with trying to mirror StarCraft 1's success and techniques and whatnot is the entire game is pretty much a fluke with how well it played out. All of its strategies.
The funny thing that it's not even necessarily that balanced because there's a whole ton of units that just never get used because they can't or you lose the game.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to say, yeah, StarCraft 1's super balanced and shit, but that's not balanced.
People pretty much know what to use when and how to use them nowadays. And
well, it's like you either build these units and you're fine. You try to build these other units like carrier, scout, stuff like that, you're gonna get fucked over.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Everyone wins with carriers.
Those are like
I
the
wish they
people
would.
that are like no rush 20 minutes.
Huh.
Like half the freaking normal Battle.net games before that weren't pro games, you'd barely even see any early game action.
What they should do with some of the units in StarCraft is just send nerfs across the board. Any nerf damages of units, maybe nerf the speed of some units, nerf just stuff like that. Make it so that units don't die so freaking fast, and make things just not viable.
I think that basically went from everybody bitching and moaning and whatnot about Warcraft 3 being too slow, and then they went from Warcraft 3 speed to faster than StarCraft.
Yeah.
I think a lot lot of that's just because the pathing isn't completely fucking retarded anymore, so things actually get the things to attack them.
Yeah. You get something like Call of Duty when things are so powerful. They kill things really fast, but at the same time they die extremely fast, and it just becomes one big mess. Nothing really comes together cohesively.
Well, it's like Mask is always telling me every game he's casted recently have been like all ends or like that one big battle in the middle and it's over.
Yeah, that's another thing. The maps feel way too small in this game, in StarCraft 2. It doesn't feel like there's any need and any possibility of like setting up positions or something of that sort where you can fall back to and still be kind of sort of safe, although you're put behind. But all you have is that one line of defense, and then it's gone.